All right, CJ, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. Things are good here. Good here. Only vaulting ambition. Nice quote from the play that I think works well as a uh, creative title. All right. I like the flow of your paragraph. Your thesis is really good. You do everything in here you should, although I will give you one little nitpicky thing. I'm not exactly I don't know if this beginning part really thrills me to death. Um, it's okay, but it seems very kind of cliche and vague. Uh, Power and loyalty, what would you choose? Well, you make it seem like, oh, everyone would choose their relationships, okay, but what kind of relationships? Are we talking about friends, acquaintances, family, wife, children? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I just don't know if this really is what you're going to creatively get into your paper with. I understand the concept and I understand the conflict, but I don't know. I think you can come up with a better beginning part than that. Other than that, you do a good job of introducing the topic and the conflicting desires of ambition versus loyalty. Like I said, your thesis statement's really good. And probably no lie, CJ, probably the best introduction I've read so far out of your class. So hopefully it will continue as we keep reading. All right, here we go. First body paragraph. Probably what you're lacking the most right at the beginning here is I don't see a very strong topic sentence. Something that's going to tell the reader the point of this paragraph. So keep that in mind. I actually think your show part, while it's backing up what you're saying, isn't, I don't know, it seems more vague as far as, stuff that's pretty common. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being nitpicky. I feel like you could, even with your show, I feel like it could be way more specific and more, I don't know, analytical, I guess. That's maybe the wrong term, but just, I don't know, figure out a way to maybe make that show part, even as you go over details from the story, make them stick out enough. All right, if you're going to use numbers, you might as well use all numbers. Don't have a Roman numeral here and then two other numbers. That kind of just looks awkward. Your mean part, though, is really good. I think it plays well into your thesis statement. It's a vast majority of your paragraph. It's not, not the whole thing, or not as much as I would like, which I'll show you a spot where I want you to add on to it. But again, did a pretty good job with adding the mean in here. Here's where I would add something in, okay? All right. Shakespeare cultivates this tragic flaw to reveal to readers the vulnerability of relationships when, good word, rapacity is coveted. You need one more sentence here. And here's what I wouldn't mind you doing. Could you add in a sentence of analysis that also maybe ties in an embedded quote? Something that would kind of bring it all back together. If you could add something right there, man, your mean would just be lights out. So maybe think about doing that, CJ, in the future, adding something right there just to kind of bring it all together. You're going to wrap it all back together there because you're kind of just saying kind of what the thesis statement is, repeating the thesis. I'd love to have one more sentence there. Okay. Transition. This trend is repeated as Macbeth begins to question Banquo's trustworthiness. I'd love to see maybe a little bit more specific there, or maybe a little bit more of how this and this paragraph tie together, other than it's just, oh, by the way, he also questions Macbeth's trustworthiness. I don't know. I just feel like there could be something else there, but not a bad job of adding that mean in there. All right. In this body paragraph, also missing a strong topic sentence. We got to add that in there. Just get used to adding it right in there at the beginning. We're going to work on topic sentences in our next little unit here as we look at analysis papers, style analysis papers. But you got to have something right there that's going to draw the reader into what's going to happen. We also have that whole citation problem there. Make sure that's just a number. If you're going to use numbers the rest of the way, just use regular numbers and not Roman numerals in your citation. All right. Really good, again, mean. I think you jump into it a lot faster because it essentially starts right here. And everything you say is really good. And look what happens. Seek and you shall find. You get down to the end, and what do? You tie a quote back up in here. Macbeth's rash murder of his noble partner further proves that relationships are cast aside when power is one's primary desire. Look at that, C.J. Cleveland. It's almost like you subconsciously heard me and you looped back in time and did it. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't edited. Anyways, really good job. Again, gosh, this is maybe I'm just being a jerk to you, CJ, but I feel like this could be a much better transitional statement too, other than just saying, oh, and his wife is also someone he has lack of concern over too. I don't know. I just feel like this could be a stronger transition with you. I think that's an quote unquote easy thing for you to work on. All right, last body paragraph here, CJ. Guess what you're missing at the front? Another really strong topic sentence. Gosh, and those are going to be so easy for you to add in too. Really add in that strong topic sentence there. All right, let's read this first sentence here real quick. He addressed his wife as his dearest partner of greatness. That's right at the beginning of the play. A term of endearment representing their closeness almost as powerfully as her twisted coercion does throughout the coercion does throughout the play. So she's trying to coerce him, right? That just seems like an awkward sentence right there. I get what you're trying to say, like their closeness is almost as powerful just as her coercion is. I just think it's worded weird. So definitely clean up that language a little bit. Now, one thing that other people did that you didn't, which is good, a lot of people focused on Lady Macbeth at this point, and how this, struggle affected her, but you put it right back on Macbeth, which is what we want you to do in this topic. So he tells the Doctor of Cure of that, not wasting any concern over his once precious wife. Now, that's true. There's not a ton of lovey-dovey Lady Macbeth in here, so I'm glad you don't dwell on it too much, but just be careful of that. His love of his wife to his love for his throne, which I love this last statement down here. Macbeth's closest companion becomes his crown. Even the alliteration is really good in here. Your mean in here is really good, CJ. I love that there's nothing for Macbeth to gain from helping his wife, so she loses relevance and priority in his eyes, conveying that greed takes priority over attachment. That is such a good statement. I would not use this term again. You used it once and it was great. I wouldn't use it again. I feel like the AP writers are going to think you're a one-trick pony, that you knew one really good word and you keep using it. I would find a different way to say it. And again, it doesn't have to be just a synonym. Can you use a figure of speech or some kind of detail or something? I don't know. A symbol, whatever, something that's a little bit different. This tragedy is caused by the blindness of those made susceptible to the human desire for power. He has tunnel vision. I like that. I don't know. CJ, you're about ready to make me cry with your analysis. It's really good. So good job with that. All right, one mistake. Our works cited page. I'm going to fix this for you, so don't hurt me, but I'm going to move that down. But make sure your works cited page is on its own page. All right, one thing that I forgot to bring up to you that I want you to remember, and you do it sometimes and not others. When you have a comma here, put it inside the quote, like this, because you did it right here correctly. But there's a couple of times when you put that comma outside. Right, there's another one. You put it outside there when you meant to. Anyways, put it inside the quote there. All right. See, do it right here too. And I would even argue down here, I would get rid of all of this. Like, we know who his partner of greatness is at this particular point. I think you already used that term. Oh, maybe noble partner used for Macbeth. I thought you used it for his wife. All right, anyways, I think you can probably get that out. I think the reader would know who you're talking about at this particular point. So you have your thesis. You go through your main points again. You tie this back in to the topic. I like one's good intentions are far from enough. I like that as a last statement. I think it works well. So I think your conclusion is pretty good. Works cited page. Everything looks good there. CJ, really good paper. I really like a lot of what you're doing. Some of the nitpicky things, definitely topic sentences. We got to add those in. Maybe a little bit at the beginning. Couple comma errors here and there, but other than that, pretty darn good looking paper here, kid. So good luck. If you want to rewrite it, I'd love to see another rewrite too.